Thank you for this invitation to present my personal view of technology and end users bridging the gap. So, as it is linked more or less to a personal view, I have to show some historical photos to set the scene and explain how all this began for me. And first of all, with this photo, which is a really historical photo, it is the signature of IHE-Europe AISBL statutes. That was on the 3rd of April, and the real foundation, the official one, was made on the 1st of April. But we met on the 3rd of April to sign the statutes in Brussels. And you can see here, I have put here an extract of the photo, Karima Burkar and Peter Kuneke, who were the first IHE-Europe co-chairs. And we were meeting here in Diamant building, in this meeting room, which was hosted graciously by Nicole Danjois. The next photo is the same group. Look how happy they are to have signed the statutes. It was in front of the Diamant building, and it was just after the signature. The next step was the IHE Pharmacy European Group. I was president of the European Association of Hospital Pharmacists at that time, and under the governance of Gert Claes, who was the first IHE pharmacy chair, we began to work on pharmacy. And this is a photo of the meeting. It's also in the Diamant building. And this is we called it the web group at that time that we had formed in the European Association of Hospital Pharmacists. You can see here we had several countries, France, Italy, Netherlands, and Greece. Some of the members are still here and still working for IHE Pharmacy now. Maybe you know, all of you, Leonidas from Greece, Simon Letellier from France, he's the secretary of IHE Pharmacy, myself. Here, Nino Cozzolino from Italy and Rob Moss have left the group. Now I am in working for another federation. It's the International Pharmacy Federation. And I would like to present you what we have done within this federation to bridge the gap, because it's another way of bridging the gap. So just some words on this federation. This international federation is the federation of national pharmaceutical organizations, but also individuals. They represent pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists from all over the world and from all the pharmacy domains. We have several domains in pharmacy. We have community pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, biology, industry, academia, military, and even students. And so all these are under the umbrella association. It's an NGO. It was founded in 1912. It is based in The Hague in Netherlands. And most importantly, it has official relationships with WHO, which has a very, very political value. It represents over 4 million pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists. It is the largest federation of pharmacy in the world. You can see here 146 member organizations, nearly 200 of academic institutions and even individuals as well. We have a presence in 151 countries and territories. And the mission, the official mission, is to support global health by enabling the advancement of pharmaceutical practice, sciences, and education, which are the 3 pillars of this federation. So to advance pharmacy globally, the federation has developed what they call development goals. And you can see here all the goals that have been identified. For instance, here you see a goal antimicrobial stewardship, which is a very, very popular goal. in all healthcare professionals. There is a goal on access to medicine, a goal for patient safety. But here, among these 21 goals, we will focus on the digital health goal, which is goal number 20. And I'm going to present that goal in a nutshell. So every goal of FIP has been splitted under 3 components: component on the workforce, on practice, and on science. The 3 pillars again of the federation. So the component of workforce is all about education. Education, development of literacy for the pharmaceutical workforce. The component on practice is more on implementation. Advocate for implementation of new technology devices, technology and digital enablers, and so on. And the component on science concerns research, innovative medical products, and so on. So this digital health goal has been presented in a webinar, FIP webinar. I've put a link here, and we had 3 speakers. I was chairing that webinar, and the 3 speakers explain in details what the goal should understand. So to reach that goal, we have first created a pharmaceutical technology forum. They call it forum. It's like a working group, but in FIP, we call it forum. This pharmaceutical technology forum was launched 2 years ago in May 2019. It's a group of 43 officers, which are pharmacists, pharmaceutical scientists, pharmacy educators, and specialists within the FIP membership, and people who are a sort of expertise or at least special interests in technology. I'm chairing that group, and this forum is a place, supposed to be a place for exchange of views, of projects with digital added value. Also, the aim is to identify new trends, new technology, new logistic models, facilitate integration and ownership of digital developments in healthcare, daily practice, and also providing guidance. It concerns e-health and also m-health. And it is because of the guidance that I'm going now to the next slide to explain one of the key achievements of this forum, which is a statement. We have elaborated a statement of policy for digital health. So it's a key document. It's still draft now, but I will present the outside of it, let us say the general lines. It's a 9 pages document. There is first a background with in a nutshell, it's like an introduction on the situation, the future situation, the need of education for pharmacists, and also I've put in the background a special emphasis on interoperability. But the most important part is what is coming afterwards, because it concerns recommendations. And we have identified 5 targets for these recommendations. The first target was for governments and policymakers. The second was for the FIP member organizations. So organizations are very important. It's like the European Association of Hospital Pharmacists or all the pharmacy associations in the world. The third target was pharmacy academic institution, so key for education. Then pharmacists as individual pharmacists. And the 5th goal was FIP itself. So we gave guidance to FIP. So let us go now a bit in details through the recommendations. We have made as a recommendation number 1 for all the target groups, interoperability as a key point. So for instance, this is what we have written in number 1 recommendation for the governments and policymakers. It is to promote the adoption on common international interoperable digital standards and recognized international terminology taxonomies to ensure swift and fluid exchanges and avoid costly interfaces between health information digital systems. For FIP member organizations and pharmacists, we have put as number 1 recommendation, together with the other healthcare professionals organizations, advocate for interoperability via a universal unified digital standard in health and for a globally accepted terminology for health terms. And then for FIP, we have put quite an ambitious program. We said as a first recommendation that the FIP should advocate to WHO, to United Nations, to WHPA, which is the World Health Professional Alliance, which gathers all the healthcare professionals from different origins. So to advocate international healthcare professional associations, international digital health solution consortia, and IHE is here inside this concept, and other relevant international bodies and stakeholders on the adoption of common interoperability digital standards and common terminologies to enhance interoperable e-health solutions within health information systems to facilitate health information exchange among countries on global level. So really very, very strong emphasis on the need of interoperability. The second big emphasis we have made is on the need for healthcare professionals to have and develop digital competencies. So for the governments, we have said that governments should encourage and financially support, and I insist on the finances, because it's always a question of money. So financially support interprofessional education on the use of digital technology, both at undergraduate and professional levels, and also to increase health professionals' digital literacy, adjust upskilling or reskilling of health workforce to the healthcare demand. So it's quite wide education focused for increase of digital competencies. For FIP member organization, pharmacy academic institutions and pharmacists, we have written to encourage specialization in digital health, advocate for its integration within national education strategies, and we have also suggested to collaborate with the other healthcare professionals, academic institutions, to establish a common knowledge platform for digital competency. We think that common knowledge platform would be very, very powerful. And this also would help increase patients' literacy. We have put that somewhere in different parts in the text. So for FIP, we recommended that FIP gives a support to the member organizations to develop educational resources and standards covering appropriate digital health literacy. So it's a 9-page document, so it's difficult to go in details in all the pages, but I have put here a summary of some other concepts which has been scattered all along this paper. We have put some concerns on data protection, data privacy, confidentiality. We have also added ethics. Ethics is very, very important for the pharmacist generally healthcare professionals. Access also, and equity. Equity is important. All these are keywords that should be somewhere. We have also stressed on the need to have multi-professional collaboration, healthcare professionals and other healthcare tech stakeholders, and this include IT specialists. We should work all together. We have also emphasized sharing. We should share what we do, and this is important for the developing countries, because you may think that a federation like FIP is on the world level, so it includes, and this makes it difficult, by the way, plenty of countries which are still on development, so we have to help them. So we have put a special emphasis on this paper for the developing countries. And all along, the rest of the papers is about promoting, encouraging, supporting, contributing, developing, enhancing, ensure, facilitating the implementation and development of digital health, digital technology. So this document is still a draft. It has to be discussed and approved at the FIP Council, which is will meet virtually in September this year. Once approved, this document will be circulated worldwide, and it will be disseminated by the media and the social networks. So it's a very strong paper, and we expect to have a real political impact. So this was a first achievement of the forum that helped, I think, bridging the gap somewhere. This is another initiative we have had, which can also help bridging the gap. We have had the idea to make within FIP a resource center. So it's a digital resource center. And this center should answer the question of any pharmacist who is working in any setting. Is there a digital solution for what I am doing just now in my daily practice? So that this pharmacist should be able to go to the resource center and to see the list of use cases, which will be listed over there, and the digital solution that exists for each little bit of scenario of healthcare practitioners' daily practice. And this list should give digital solution make our tasks easier, faster, with increased safety, always increased safety, because the software don't make any errors. No, there is no human error. This resource center should be accessible to all pharmacists, and it is a real added value for all pharmacists over the world, and especially also from the pharmacists from developing countries. But this is still in infancy, in its infancy. We are beginning. We have also encountering some problems that were not anticipated at the beginning. One of the major problems is that we cannot give the name of the solution itself, because we cannot give a commercial name, even if it's widely known, because we are not able to, we are not allowed for publicity. It could be seen as a publicity. And I think we are a bit blocked somewhere by FIP in this. FIP relationships with WHO are very strong, and there is a sort of code of conduct we must respect. So not make an advertisement in any way. So we are working about this, and it's a bit complicated, I must say. But okay, I'm sure we will overcome this kind of problems. Just to show you that it is not done like that in a click. It is really something which has to be worked on quite well, seriously, to say. I wanted to tell also about this report on digital health in pharmacy education. This was an idea from the academic section. So the academic section of pharmacists gathers all the professors, those who train the staff of the Faculty of Pharmacy, Schools of Pharmacy, University of Pharmacy, all the professors. They led a survey that was last year. They led a survey on how far digital means are used in pharmacy education. So there was a survey made about more than 1,000 pharmacy schools, faculty members, students, and practitioner groups from 91 countries surveyed. And the findings of this survey was very interesting. I could not, unfortunately, extract what is concerning Europe because it's such a large bunch of data. But the findings was that the large proportion of pharmacy schools and faculties do not yet offer digital health education nor training. And the second finding was that there is a lack of experts, a lack of resources that should be needed for digital health education. So we have been thinking a lot on these findings of this report, and we are on the way to develop, well, it is the academic section which is doing that presently, a global competency framework, global meaning that it should be able to work for all countries in the world, for digital health in pharmacy education. So we are just thinking about that. It's a lot of work. And another interesting idea is to exploit the train-the-trainer concept and to make master classes on technology for academics, so that in these master classes, academics who are not very well informed about what technology can do could be trained and then able to train the students. And those masterclass could be very focused on some specific topics. For instance, there could be a masterclass of interoperability, for instance, the concept of interoperability. Well, it's just an example, but it could be very focused topics, as it could be larger ones. So it's depending, of course, of the academic section needs. Anyhow, this is a very interesting development up to me. Our webinar, our digital technology forum, also try to organize webinars, on top on the master classes. So I wanted to give you a flavor of the kind of webinar we are developing. For instance, in September, on the 7th, well, this is to be confirmed, we should have a webinar on the experience on virtual reality in a 360 degrees immersive virtual world, and in the same but a real world. So we have two very interesting experiences here. One is from France, one is from Finland. And I think it will be a very, very interesting webinar. It gives an idea, especially to the educators, how we can use this technology to educate the personnel. In the pipeline, we have also a webinar on simulation, a webinar on 3D printing, another on augmented reality, on artificial intelligence. There is quite a long list. And by the way, if you have some key specialists or speakers that who would be interested to speak in our webinar, we are just open to any suggestion. Apart from this webinar on technology made by the forum, the other sections and constituencies of FIP also make webinars, which sometimes overlap the technology, of course. And I wanted to give you this example. This was a webinar which was held when Amazon, I don't know if you're aware of that, but Amazon launched a new development recently where they would provide medicines directly to the consumers. Then, of course, it means that the patients don't need to go to community pharmacies anymore, and they can just go to Amazon and buy their medicines. And so there was great emotion within the community pharmacists, and this webinar is resulting from this period. It's called Online Pharmacy Operation Around the World, and that was very interesting because Amazonification is seen as a risk for pharmacists. Okay, all these experiences I have presented is help to bridge the gap. It's true, but I think there is something else, and the something else is not technical. It's more on the behavior. Users should develop for IT digital developments. They should be ready to have a sort of acceptance, of readiness, of open-mindedness, of adaptability, and even I should say assertivity, because you have to open yourself and listen and try to understand and try to get into the topic. On the other side, you have got the IT specialists, which are talking another language than the users, with plenty of acronyms that sometimes we cannot follow. And IT specialists should put themselves at the range of users and help bringing IT within the reach of users, within the user's reach. And this is what IHE is doing. This is at least my experience, and especially in IHE pharmacy. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm open to any questions.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Wonderful presentation. Yeah, the floor is open to any question. Is there? I didn't see any in the chat. Let me just check. No. So any question for Jacqueline? Well, maybe I have a question for you, because you mentioned the webinar and also the document with the recommendations. Did you embed also the links to that in your presentation for us to find it?
I have put the links of the webinar that were already on the site. The webinar I mentioned for the forum, I didn't put because it's in September, it's coming.
Okay.
And the statement is not yet approved officially by the council, so I cannot put it on.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm happy to send it to anybody when it's approved in September.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think you could send it to me, and I can, if we are allowed at least, to put it on IHE-Europe's website.
Yeah,
okay, no problem.
Suggestion. Yeah.
I will be happy to do so.
Okay, perfect. I think I heard somebody wanted to say something.
You know, I agreed. It's worth to put on the IHE-Europe website. So yeah, thanks for the presentations. Important information.
Yes, thank you. What I wanted to say is the statement that has been made now. There are many organizations which try to make statements as well. And I know the European Association of Hospital Pharmacists, which was my previous association I was president of, has also made a statement on digital health. So everybody, every association of professionals feel how digital developments are key for the healthcare in the future. This awareness is absolutely essential. So it's great. I'm very satisfied.
Okay.
We have 1 more minute, so this is your chance to pose a question to Jacqueline. If not, then I would like to thank you and Natalia again. I noticed Natalia had to leave already, so she's not with us anymore. But Jacqueline, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your time with us. And I also would like to thank the audience for listening. And if you are up to something nice tonight, we are organizing a social event at 5. And we prepared some fun things. So next to all the informational and educational matters, we also take care of some fun stuff. So thanks again, everyone, and especially Jacqueline. And hope to see you soon.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Esther. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.